Hello everybody, welcome to FS22. So today I have a video of something I found out yesterday. So, Odom Farm Edits had released this twin row planter, along with foliage files for corn, wheat, cotton, soybeans, and sorghum. Yeah, corn, wheat, soybeans, sorghum, cotton, and sunflowers. Anyways, I drag and drop those in the folder and was watching the how it grew, and I had an idea: relay cropping. So, and people have done it to where they'll plant wheat in the fall and they'll do it on certain spacings. Like farm sim, you really can't unless I did it with that. Anyways, you got certain spacings, and you do like a little bit of wheat space, a little bit of wheat space. I think it's like 36-inch spacings or 20-inch spacings. I don't remember what it is for spacings. Anyways, I tried it and it worked. So I'm going to show you all how I done it. So I planted a wheat, and of course you're looking at this like, why would you plant into this wheat? In real life, you wouldn't plant it this late. You'd plant it when it was still on green up. Maybe when the crop was a foot tall. Maybe after green up in the spring. Probably like around here. It'd probably be like April, May time frame. Early May, late April, when it's still greening up, but it's not like real tall. It hasn't really stem hasn't really elongated. So, mid farm sim physics though, the way it works out, you kind of have to plant at this stage. So we're gonna hop into the 8530 with the twin row on it, and we are going to. I'm gonna show y'all what to do. I would normally plant an end off on this if I was doing it like real, like an actual save game, but just for the purpose of the video, I'm not going to. So I have my settings set to like 30. It might not be perfect because it's going to, I got set to have to be set at 39.37 foot wide, and I cannot get it perfect. And I don't, and with messing around with it, I probably could, but I'm just too, see, I got it 39.36. Let's go down, go up. 39.36. 29, 32, 36. See, now go up, back. See. Oh shoot, wrong way. That's as close as I'm going to get it right now. So I want to set my A line. Oh yeah, and you have to have crop destruction off for this, for it to work, I've found. So I may be line set, so now I'm going to go here. See, now we are planting soybeans into the standing wheat. In real life, you do this obviously a lot sooner, but you see this planter, Odom Farm Edits, has done a really good job of making to where it only plants where the planter is actually running the row units. So, I'm going to plant a decent chunk of this field, and then I will catch you guys after that's done, because this video will take forever if I run it like it is, because I'm going to show you the beans growing and then harvesting the beans. So it's going to be a little bit to get through this process. So I'm trying to keep it as speedy as possible and keep the video short as possible. So I'll see you guys when the beans are all planted. Okay, so I just finished all the beans up, and you see the job. See, it just did where the row units went. We did it all the way down here to the end. That's pretty cool. So, I am going to jump ahead to the next growth stage, which should be the wheat should be ready, because there's two headed out stages. There's the first headed out stage, and there's a second one, which this is where I found out you want to plant your beans, because then when the beans are just tall enough to where when you cut the wheat, the stubble will be about the same height as the beans, to where it won't technically be destroying. It'll look like you're just floating right over top of the beans. So that is about it for this section of the video. I mean, I don't think there's much to really talk about other than you can see where the beans are planted. So I will catch you guys back in the next growth stage. Alrighty guys, so we are back, and as you can see, I have the combine and we have the wheat and the beans. So as you see, the beans are popped up and the wheat is now ready to harvest. So I've got the New Holland CR1090. I'm trying to find a combine. It's got a thin enough axle, not it's farm sim, but that I can float right in between the rows. I tried to line this up as best as I could with the wheat rows, and I'm going to set my auto steer to run with those wheat rows. So hopefully that's what it'll do. Now, whether it does or not, I don't really know. So, we're going to hop in here, make sure the chopper is on. I'm going to turn this on. We're going to go Control C. Oh wait, did I not? There we go. 27 foot. Set our auto steer. As we see, we're cutting the wheat. So now I'm going to go here, hit B. As you see, the wheat stubble is just above the beans. Now, if I could have swore, I want to turn my HUD back on for a second. Because it might be a separate, I might have had to have bought one of those headers. Yeah, I did have to buy one of those headers. So if I had one of the tool height control headers, I could raise the header up to where it looked more realistic. It was above the beans, unlike right now. And I've even, let's go to our HUD. We're going to look down here. We're at 18 bushel right now. So, yeah, we're doing relay cropping here. I never actually, it was an idea I had last night, and I started playing around with it, and I realized I can do it. Now, if only I could get something that had thin enough axles. Now, this looks like it's fitting pretty well, actually. Yeah, if I'm going to do relay cropping, I might have to use this combine or figure out how I can keep this setting, because those float really well with those tracks. I mean, it goes right in between the rows of beans. So we'll get up here to the end. We'll pick her up. And obviously this is just a test save game, so like I'm not doing it like I would in a save game. Like a real playthrough save game, to where I put ends on fields and stuff. Because, I mean, you can do that with the relay cropping. It's what we got going on now. Now see, that'll be off on this next pass. So it doesn't really line up. So if you want crop destruction on, you're not really going to be able to, because you'll be smashing a lot of your beans. So as you can see, we got about 60 bushels of wheat. Compared to what we'd have with regular wheat, yeah, we don't have as much. But in the same sense, we got two crops in the ground. We got this wheat, and then we got these beans that we will see be harvested later on. Now with the beans, I probably will do a little bit of a stage by stage growth to show how it goes with wheat stubble. And then we'll show how we harvest it, because that's pretty cool. I did want to say thanks to Odom Farm Edits for figuring out how to program, to script that planner to do this. Because without that planner, we would not be able to do this. I would not be making this video right now, because I am not that talented. He's the one that put all the hours into figuring out how to make that planner do this. Now when we can figure out how to do it with other planners, like script them to only plant where the ruiner unit goes, that'll be a game changer. Because I want to do 30-inch corn and 15-inch soybeans. So I will continue harvesting this field, and I will catch you guys when I'm finished. Whoops. Alright everybody, so that the wheat is now harvested, and this is what it looks like. So we ended up getting, let's see, we ended up getting 658 bushel. So it's not great, but considering we got, we cut about half the wheat out when we planted the beans, but that's not the whole harvest. We still got beans to harvest yet off of this field. So as you see, the wheat stub was just a little bit taller than the beans. That's why I planted the next growth stage to being harvested, because if I would have planted at normal time, these beans would be like up here. Like they would have been way taller than the wheat stubble, and it just wouldn't have looked right. And I'd had to have probably adjusted the wheat stubble height in the XML to actually make it look realistic, per se. So as of right now, the plant it one growth stage before you're ready to harvest, which is the darkest green color on the growth map. So we will fast forward to the next day, and I will show you what the beans look like in the next day. Okay, here we are next day. The beans have grown, and you see they're now taller than a wheat stubble, and they're starting to flower. So I mean, ideally you can double crop, but I just found this pretty cool to be able to do. So they will slowly start, as you know, they'll probably slowly start to bush out a little bit and cover the wheat stubble up a little bit more than they are now. So I will catch you guys in the next day. I know I'm trying to jump through this pretty fast, so this video isn't super long. So I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, but show you guys something really cool. Okay, so here we are 2 days actually after the last segment, because then the segment after that they look pretty similar. So this is the growth stage after. This is 2 growth stages after what I just showed you. So as you see, the wheat stubble is starting to disappear and the beans are taking over. You can really see the beans compared to the wheat stubble. They're still down in there. So, yep, that's that growth stage. So we should be getting really close to being able to harvest these beans. I would say these are, oh, see, now it says harvested, but technically I still have beans growing. So harvested. Yeah, see, here's the secondary layer. And I got beans growing, but I also got stuff harvested. So I got 2 layers technically. So I will catch you guys, and probably not the next growth stage, but the next growth stage that we'll show is probably harvest, because they really don't change much from here, I don't think. So
I'll hop to when we harvest them. Okay, here we are. The beans are ready to cut. So we've got, they're completely ready. We still got the wheat stubble down in there. And we will be ready to harvest these. So let's get to it. As you see, it is still leaving the wheat stubble. And we're cutting the beans. So it does look kind of funky in that sense. But if you'll watch, we're getting beans. Are they going to be the highest yielding? Probably not. But it's still, you get 2 crops in 1 year and not have to double crop. Because in some aspects we do have a way to double crop, but they're still figuring it out on how to make it work. So this is a way to double crop without double cropping. I haven't tested it in seasons to see whether this works or not. This is just standard gameplay, like no seasons. So, yeah, we'll harvest this field, and I will tell you guys how many bushels of beans we got in the end. So, yeah. Alright, everybody. So, beans are cut, and we're back to square one, basically. So, total harvest, I ended up getting 2 of these. We ended up with 370.8 bushels of beans, and 658 bushels of wheat. So right around 1,000 bushels total. Just over about 1,020 bushels, about a semi-load between the both. And this is not a huge field, so this field's only like, I don't know. We'll find out how much it is, how big a field this is. Probably not very big. Oh, it don't tell me. Dang, I thought it told me. Shoot. So, but there we go. That's relay cropping in farm sim. As far as I know, I'm probably the first person to figure that out. So, if you liked what you saw, like the video. If you want to see more like this, subscribe. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you next one. See ya.